welcome to Beauty Bee, and hopefully to a judgment-free zone because I did some shopping this month. So I have quite a few things here. I actually managed to rip off the handle of this box that I've had for years from how heavy the contents of this box are. So let me sort through things and we will get into my monthly haul. Okay, that was illuminating and horrifying. So let's start with skincare, because why not? I have my entire empties bin currently filled with skincare. I just finished filling my empties, so the bin was empty. That was a lot of empties in a single sentence. But I purchased a mini set from e.l.f. I've been using some of these products already. So what I got in the set, which was very cute by the way, was a mini cleanser. I have not used this. I got 5 of the Super Brighten Peel Pads. This is an AHA mask that comes in the form of like a little almost cotton round kind of application. I've used one of these and I thought that it did a nice job on my skin. I do not think that these are as effective as the AHA BHA mask from The Ordinary that I have, but I've only used one of them so far, so I will continue to use those. Next we have the Super Tone toner. I've only used this a couple times, so I can't really give too much insight as to what it's doing, but I thought that it would be nice to try out a toner. I haven't had that step in my skincare routine for actually a really long time. And then Super Hydrate moisturizer, which again, haven't used yet. I think this set is really cute, and I definitely got this on some kind of quite good sale, but did I need any of it? No, I don't think I did. Another thing that I got from e.l.f., I believe in the same order, is their Hydrating Coconut Mist. This is really nice. It's just a setting spray. The mister on it isn't fabulous, but it's very coconutty, and I enjoy it. So this is probably one of the things from the e.l.f. order that I'm most happy with. I think there's some makeup things that we'll see at some point in this video that I also really enjoyed. And I bought this at my grocery store, but it's again from e.l.f., so we're just going to talk about it now. And this is the Brown Sugar Lip Scrub. Mine looks really gross, so I'm not actually going to show it to you. But I have this really nasty dry patch on my lip that is not going away. This has helped as much as anything else has, but I kind of suspect I'll just be dealing with this off and on until springtime. And the rest of my lips are also pretty dry and pretty chapped, so I've been using this to remove some of the dead skin, and I do not like this as much as I've enjoyed the Sweet Cherry one in the past. This is just has bigger particles, and it feels a little grosser to use than I thought the cherry one did. Let's see. I have a moisturizing cream, which I have not used. This is from CeraVe. I have a night cream from 111 Skin that I have not used. I'm pretty sure I got this as an add-on or something from Ipsy. A tea tree mask, again from Ipsy, have not used. A Freeman mask from a beauty box, have not used. And a sample of Neutrogena's retinol serum, again, have not used. So I I don't exactly know how I accumulated so much skincare over the month. I really thought that I had less, but I thought I had less of everything when I sat down to film this video. So we're gonna keep moving because we're gonna be here forever if I spend much time talking about any particular item. Of course, if you want to hear more details about anything, if it's something that I use up quite quickly, it'll probably be in an empty video coming up relatively soon. Otherwise, if it's a palette or a makeup product or something, just let me know that you want to hear more and I will make a point of bringing it up in a video. So anyway, there was the skincare. Let's move to hair care next because I had incorrectly classified one of my hair care things as skincare. This is the Grow Gorgeous Repair Strengthening Hair and Scalp Mask. I've used this once so far. I imagine there's probably 4 or 5 uses for me in here. This is only a 1 ounce size. And I couldn't tell you how this worked at all. I know I used it, but I really don't remember anything about how it performed. It smells very salonish. And then another hair care bit. I am at least glad that I'm currently using both of the hair care things that I brought in. That's a good sign. This is from Christophe Robin, and it is their Cleansing Purifying Scrub with Sea Salt. Now I'm questioning if this might have actually been in the last video. Whatever, it's fine. This is a shampoo with some scrub to it. This is very clarifying. It definitely makes my scalp feel very clean as well as my hair. And it actually does a nice job of lathering up if you use enough of it. The first couple times I used this, I used very little. And I didn't notice it actually cleaning my hair. But the last 2 or 3 times I've used it, I've used a pretty significant amount. I would say like a quarter-sized amount. And it does such a nice job. This is also a crazy expensive product though. So I'm going to savor it while it lasts. I think that I have probably a couple months of use in this jar. Again, I don't have a ton of hair. I don't need a lot of hair product. But I'm just going to enjoy it. And then once I'm done with it, I can see if I can find another sample for inexpensive because this is like 40 bucks or something. And I'm not really looking to pay that for shampoo. Okay, we're going to keep makeup for the end because that's the thing that's most interesting to me at least, so I'm going to keep you waiting too. Next I have a fragrance. This is from Tokyo Milk. I got this in my Ipsy bag, so we can move past this pretty quickly as well because I have an Ipsy video. But this is, again, it's from Tokyo Milk. It's their Neptune and the Mermaid line, and this is the scent 20,000 Flowers Under the Sea. I have worn this probably 5 or 6 times since I got it. It is a sweet floral with some aquatic notes to it. I've been really, really enjoying this, and I think it is so, so pretty. This makes me smile when I see it on my little potions shelf, and I really like that. Is there any logic to the order I'm choosing to go through these categories? Nope, there surely is not. But next we have brushes, and I did not get these as a set. I purchased 2 of them as a set and 1 of them individually. I believe this is the one that I would have gotten individually through Ipsy as an add-on. This is from Farah. All 3 of the brushes in this blue packaging are from Farah. And this is their contour and blend. I've only used the blend side thus far, and I've used it to apply highlight. It's worked pretty well for that, but I expected that given that I already had one of these brushes in a slightly different cut, but I've enjoyed that one, which brought me to purchase these as a duo. I was trying to use up my Ipsy credit. They'd canceled some order or another and given me a store credit rather than a refund. And I didn't feel like fighting it, so I just found 2 things that I wanted in add-ons and used up my credit. So the first one is actually the same brush that I already had. This is just another one of it. This is the Conceal and Set brush. I've been using this for cream highlight and then powder highlight. And then I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this brush yet. This is their blush and highlight. Blush brush, highlighter brush. And like, yeah, I guess I probably will end up using this for highlight. But this is not the shape that I usually go for blush. I usually go for something a bit more full or like an angled blush brush. I'm gonna have to play around with this side. I don't know quite what to do with it yet. And then in my Ipsy bag, I got this Belle and Argent little shader brush. This is the Sidekick Precise Shadow Brush. I've used it a couple times. It's a shader brush. It's fine. It is rather attractive. I think it's pretty. But that's really all I have to say about those brushes. Now let's talk nail polish, and then we can get into so much makeup. Sound good? Not that nail polish isn't makeup, but you get what I'm saying. So I got 3 nail polishes this month. All were from Ipsy. These 2 were actually the other half of that add-ons order that I was talking about, that I shopped just to get rid of my credit. But I'm really, really pleased with this one in particular. This is from We Are Fluid. Yes, it would be Fluid. Fluid doesn't have any at the end. And this is the shade Martian. I have this on my toes right now. It is such a pretty shade. It is a green with just a tiny hint of blue. I think this is really, really pretty. This went on in one coat. It looks great. Very happy with this. This shade I have not used yet, and I'm probably going to keep it closed for a little while. This is from Nails Inc. It's the shade Regent's Place. I wear a shade that is quite similar to this from Wet n Wild very often. I've had that polish for a little over a year, and I've used up half of it. So I think that I will get some good use out of this. It'll just be a little while before I open it. And that duo would have been $5, as would the brush duo. And then in my actual beauty bag, I got this Law Beauty Essentials nail lacquer in the shade, I want to say this is 2 p.m. wine. It doesn't actually say it on the bottle, but I want to say that I spent way too long trying to figure out what the name of this was in my Ipsy video. I want to say it's 2 p.m. wine. I am wearing this today with some gold glitter on top, and the gold glitter is saving this polish. There is a stray hair, actually 2 stray hairs on this nail polish, which are to blame for the little dots that you'll see on my skin. There's like 2 hairs that are just so much longer than everything else. And I've had that happen before, but I've been able to just kind of pluck them out because usually they're loose hairs that cause that. No, these are very much attached. I wasn't able to pluck them. So, not super impressed with that. It stinks. This smells like what I remember NYC polishes smelling like. Not like a rotten nail polish scent. I mean, it doesn't smell like death the way that a really expired nail polish does, but it does not smell pleasant. It smells quite strong. And this is patchy looking with one coat. It's a deep enough color that I feel for the price that Law Beauty charges, it probably should be pretty close to a 1-coater, if not a 1-coater. I only have 1 coat on because I knew that I was going to put this gold glitter on. But if I did not have this gold glitter, this would need at least 2 pretty thick coats. I'm not super impressed with this. So that is nail polish. I actually thought that I might have accumulated more than 3. I know that 3 is a lot for someone who is trying to keep their numbers down in this category, but it's been a month. It's been a month. So, makeup. Let's start with boring makeup. I'm gonna make you wait till the very end for the stuff that I consider really interesting. So, strap in. First up, I am almost out of my Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer. So I've purchased 2 items to potentially replace that. The first I have opened up. This is their Putty Eye Primer from e.l.f. The Putty Eye Primer from e.l.f. I've used this a couple of times. It is a white base. I just feel like I'm going to go through this a little too quickly. And I'm not sure that I want a white base for every day. I didn't realize just how white it was going to be when I picked this out. So I did get this on quite a nice sale. I think e.l.f. was running 40% off. An order of $30 is when I got all of the skincare and stuff too. So I didn't pay very much for this. So I didn't feel too bad about the fact that I then went and bought another eye primer. This one's from Milani. I've heard good things about this one. I know that Emily Noel has raved about this for years. I would have preferred to repurchase my Wet n Wild one, but it wasn't available, so I have the Milani one now. Once my Wet n Wild one is done, I think this will be my everyday primer, and then if I want something to really pop, I will probably use this e.l.f. primer. So, 2 eye primers, which is not something I ever thought I would purchase in a month, but here we are. Next, I have this little sample of MAC Studio Fix powder. This is an NC20. This is in my 5 Tries to Figure It Out pan because this is too dark for me as a powder foundation, and it's a nice powder. I want to figure out how to use this. I got this as a gift with purchase with another MAC product, well, set of MAC products that we'll talk about in just a couple minutes here. But I've actually had this for really, really close to a month. I think I got this like the day after I filmed my last video, so it seems like I've had this for ages, but I really haven't gotten a whole lot of use out of it. Another backup, this is from Wet n Wild. It's their Breakup Proof liquid liner. I have one of these. I'm currently using one of these. It's just nearing the end of its life, so I decided to buy backup. I've been really impressed with this product. And then I have 2 mascaras. I am set on mascara for a very long time, but these either came as a gift with purchase in the case of the Lorac Holy Lash Volumizing Mascara, or as part of a box where I was really interested in other things in the box, in the case of this CoverGirl Lash Blast Fusion. So I have, 6 months of mascara sitting right here and probably another 6 months sitting in my backups drawer. So I'm set on mascara. Need to stay away from sets that contain that for a little while. I am looking forward to using both of those. I think the CoverGirl one is almost certainly going to work out really well for me. I like brown mascara, and I've had really good luck with CoverGirl mascara in the past. And I'm interested to try the Lorac one. I'm glad that I was able to get that as a gift with purchase. I only have 1 piece of face makeup, thank goodness, because base makeup or, blush, bronzer, highlight take forever for me to use up. I think they take forever for everyone to use up, but this is from Revolution. It's actually the first thing from Revolution I've ever tried, which is kind of exciting. And this is their Highlighter Reloaded in Set the Tone. I've used this maybe 3 times so far. It is a white shimmery highlight. And, I did a heavy swatch there. But this is also in my 5 Tries to Figure It Out because I want to make this work for me. Because I feel like this could be stunning. This could turn me into Edward Cullen in the best way possible. I just haven't figured out how to make it do that yet. Isn't that pretty when it hits the light the right way though? Yeah. I'm excited to play around with this. I've had that kind of on my wish list for like a year at this point, so I'm kind of glad that I finally pulled the trigger on it. Should we wrap this thing up with lip products or eyeshadow? Let's do eyeshadow first because it's sitting right in front of me. This is the first eyeshadow purchase I would have made this month. This is from Pat McGrath Labs, and it is a 5-pan palette. This is the eye Ecstasy Sublime. It's 5 neutral shades. There are 4 shimmery shades. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one is more of a satin with glitter in it. I have used this maybe 3 or 4 times. I've been really impressed with it so far. Expect some kind of review video on this coming up. I want to give it some more use before I really finalize my thoughts on it, but so far I've been really impressed. I'm quite happy with this. And this was, I believe, $14, including, well, there was free shipping and no tax, so it was just $14, which makes things very simple. Next, I think this is actually going to be probably the next video I post after this one, is 3 looks, 1 palette using this Lorac Fairy Tale Forest. I got this when it was on sale at Ulta for $21, and it came with the full-size mascara that I just showed. But this is so pretty. It's neutral, but I feel like it's very much that soft glam look. Not necessarily the Anastasia soft glam palette, but just a soft, relatively neutral, but textured, shimmery kind of glam palette. It's really pretty. This shade right here has quickly become one of my favorites. It's a gold to pink duochrome. And just, anyway, I'm going to film a video about this. I'm in the process of filming a video about this actually, but it's so pretty. It's what I'm wearing today. I'm quite happy with how this looks turned out. I think I've used almost every shade in this palette so far, and I've been pretty happy with it. So, be on the lookout for that video. And then I actually have a ColourPop order coming to me still, but from Ulta, I purchased 3 Super Shocks. 2 are from the Princess collection, but the first one we're going to talk about is just from their regular line. This is the shade Ice Dream, and it is a white with sort of a purple, blue, pink iridescence to it. It's very pretty. It's got some glitter. Let me see if I can get it to hit the light the right way. Isn't that pretty? I have not worn this one on my eyes yet. I just got these in the mail the day before yesterday. But I think this one's going to work out really well for me. This is a little bit of a stiffer formula for ColourPop. I feel like the next 2 we're going to talk about are a little bit more on the creamy side. But I've actually been liking Flower Child from them, which is another one of the stiffer formula, also a little bit more on the sheer side. I think this is going to work out really well for me. And it's such a pretty shade. This is definitely a type of color I'm really attracted to. And then I got 2 from the Princess line. I was making sure to avoid the Princess line when it first released because, I mean, I don't want to buy makeup just because it's Disney. I'm not like a Disney adult, but, you know, I have like a normal level of appreciation for Disney. And when these went on sale for $3.50 each at Ulta, I allowed myself to look a little closer, and it turns out that the 2 colors that I was most interested in from a makeup point of view were also for my favorite princesses, so it felt serendipitous and I decided to pick these up. The first one is the Tiana shade. This is down in New Orleans, and it is a green. This is one of their, I should not be holding this like this because it came shattered and I pressed it back in. And I really don't want this all over my off-white carpet. But it is a green and it has some gold sheen to it. Let me build up that swatch just a little bit more. It's sheer, which I actually appreciate, but I really want you to be able to see the color for what it could become. There's that green. It's beautiful. I'm gonna have so much fun with that shade. And then the one that I was probably most excited about, both because it's Cinderella, and Cinderella's my favorite, probably just because she was the one who was blonde and blue-eyed, but you know, I also liked her songs and stuff. It wasn't solely based on her being the one who I felt as a 3-year-old looked like me. We have this beautiful blue. This is a dream is a wish your heart makes, and it is a silvery blue. I'm being very ginger with this because I know that the actual pan of product is not actually glued in very well. There is what that looks like. Let me swatch it. This very silvery take on blue is definitely one of my favorite colors. It's a shade that I'm really excited to have in my collection, and I do think that it's very appropriate for Cinderella. There's that shade. I think that'll be really pretty layered on top of other more cool tone shadows. Yeah, so there are my 3 Super Shocks. I'm super excited to play around with those. And that leaves us with just lip products to talk about. I say just, but there's too many in here. Yeah. Let's start with the ones that I have videos that at least touch on. So that would be this Violet Voss gloss. This is in the shade Love in Paris. It is a clear gloss with a lot of glitter in it. It's sort of a cool toned shimmer. It has a little bit of like a almost silvery hollow glitter to it. I know people are very particular about what a hollow is, but it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. It's very pretty. I have not worn that on my lips yet. I've just swatched it because I've been kind of overloaded on lip products. I know that's hard to believe now that you've seen the box in front of me. The other 2 that would have been touched on in videos prior are from that Heidi Beauty box. The first I have worn, this is from Revlon, and it is their Glass Shine lipstick in Black Cherry. I have heard that this is another dupe for Clinique Honey, or not, Clinique Black Honey, the almost lipstick. Anyway, it's really pretty. I don't own the Clinique one. I do own another supposed dupe from e.l.f. and these do look quite a bit alike, but I think I prefer this one slightly more. I found that this looks a little bit better over my really dry lips than the e.l.f. one does. So, quite happy with that. I also have Wild Berry from Flower, which is one of their Petal Pout matte lipsticks. I have not worn this yet because I'm actually filming this like 3 days after that video. I meant to wear it today actually, but I already had all of my stuff set aside to film this, and I wasn't going to go digging through this box to find it at the bottom. So I'm actually wearing 1000% from ColourPop right now, but I feel like the overall effect is probably pretty similar. I think this is just a little bit more on the red side, but I'm really excited for this. I think it's beautiful. I've at least mentioned these in videos, but let's look at them in a little bit more detail. I've also worn all of these now, so I can give some more thoughts. First up, we have Addicted to Chili, or Devoted to Chili. Devoted to Chili. I've been calling it the wrong thing this whole time. This is one of MAC's Powder Kiss lipsticks, and it is a little bit of an orangey, reddish nude. It's very pretty. Let me show you the swatch of that. I love this lipstick. I think it's so pretty. Next, in the same trio, I got this trio at Macy's. I got Ruby Woo, which is in the Retro Matte formula. Again, super pretty. It's a very blue-based red. I find that this almost pulls a little bit pink on me, but I really like it. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't like these as much as I do, because now I'm tempted every time I see MAC on any kind of sale. And then the final lipstick that I got in that trio is Bated Breath. This is one of their Love Me lipsticks, and it is more of a slightly mauvey brown shade. Also has a little bit of like purple to it. It's this really indeterminate color, but it's very pretty. It's actually not looking all that dissimilar from the Revlon one, but this is definitely more full color and a little bit more on the nude side. I have been loving this trio. Like I said, I got it from Macy's. I want to say this was $24 or something like that. I also happen to have, I think, $25 in Macy's gift cards, so it kind of cost me nothing, and I've been really enjoying it. I'm really happy with this purchase. That was loud. Next up, I think I've talked about this in a video as well. This is from Misho Beauty, or Misco Beauty, and it is one of their lip balms. It doesn't actually have the name of the product, but this is the shade Madam, and we can swatch this as well. I was definitely feeling a very similar set of colors this month, but I'm really happy with this. This is actually probably closest in color to an e.l.f. tinted balm that I have in the shade Delightful, which I'm really close to panning. So I feel like I will be using this pretty soon here, like maybe within the next week or two. I'm really close to panning that e.l.f. one. In actually the same little set from Ipsy that I purchased, this Misho Beauty gloss tinted lip balm, I got Vita from ABH. This is a mini matte lipstick, and it is a red. This one has more pink to it than Ruby Woo does. It's also a hair deeper, and this is a bit more of a thick matte. I find that this kind of pulls on my lips in a way that the MAC lipstick does not. I have only worn this maybe twice. I've been pretty happy with it though, and I'm excited to play with it more. I think this will be a really good December, January, February color. That's definitely when I see myself reaching for this quite pinky, vibrant berry the most. And then the last thing in this video, finally, thank goodness, is from e.l.f. This is one of their sheer slick lipsticks in the shade Golden Pear. I have been loving the sheer lipsticks recently. I went over that a few times. It's not actually quite that pigmented on first application. And I'd been missing having this warmer, more peachy brown shade in my collection. So I decided to add this to my cart to reach free shipping with my other e.l.f. order. And I've really been enjoying it. I think I've worn this probably 4 or 5 times so far. Overall, I ended this month with way more lip products than I started with. And I know that I have more on the way, which is not great. I definitely need to do less shopping in December, and I think I'm going to do that. I have not been as tempted by the Black Friday sales as I thought I might be. I have done a little bit of shopping, but I did it mostly at the beginning of the week. I'm filming this on Black Friday as we're speaking, and I did my shopping on, I think, Monday and Tuesday. I have my thesis that I've been working on for 5.5 years to some extent. It's wrapping up sort of in the next week or so, and oh my goodness, I've been doing some stress shopping. Hopefully I will manage to quell that over this next week, but I'm not super upset at myself. This is definitely not as bad as it could have been, even though this is by far the most that I've ever brought in a month, I'm sure. I think that I will be doing a lot less shopping in December, both because I have shopping for other people to do and because there's just so much stuff here. I want to actually use these things. I don't want these to be things that have been used twice and then get relegated to the back of a drawer because more new stuff has come in. And I don't want my inventory in mid-December to be a nightmare. So I think that will keep me from doing too much shopping over the next few weeks. Fingers crossed, because money is not the problem here. It is definitely just the amount of stuff coming in. I make good money. I had set aside some money thinking that I was likely going to be doing some stress shopping, and I was correct. So I think I have a plan for December, and now I just need to stay the course. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I've managed to cut this video down from its original 42-minute runtime to something a little more manageable. If I haven't, extra thank you. That's dedication right there. Thank you for putting up with my rambling. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed this video, and I hope that I will see you in the next one.